Hey nerds, I literally just finished reading Batman The Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller. I've been reading it for the past like 4 days. And if you don't know, it's largely what the upcoming Batman vs. Superman movie is being based off of. And now that I've read it, I am a little disappointed that the movie could never, ever be as good as this book, because this book is perhaps the best comic I've read in my entire life. And I know that's a super hyperbole, but man, it was so good. And they have to adapt things because of where they're taking the cinematic. I'm crossing the street. Where they want to take the DC cinematic universe, and it's really a period of a story, not an ellipses. So whereas this book is more of like the end of things in a way, Batman vs. Superman is only the beginning of things. And one of the things that makes it so awesome is, you know, the fact that it has an older Clark Kent, an older Bruce Wayne, an older Jim Gordon. Like, knowing the general histories of the characters is very, very helpful, and you don't need to be super versed in the comics of the time to know it. Like, if you saw the Batman animated series from the 90s and then you read this book, it made perfect sense. So, that being said, with that being said, the things that are going to be adapted are going to be interesting. And it can't end the same way. It can't even try. And I'm really sad about that. I'm also really sad about the fact that, as far as I know, we do not have an actual Robin for Batman vs. Superman. And I haven't heard them planning to introduce a Robin. Doesn't mean they won't, but if they're adapting this, it would be great if they used the Robin that was created basically just in this book. I had heard stories about how good this Robin was, and I was like, it was a pretty cool Robin. And anyway, it's a very human story about Batman. And I don't want to get too much into the plot. I'd rather you take my recommendation and read it yourselves, because as a book at all, it's great. Even if you don't like comics necessarily, you don't need to be like a huge DC fan either. I just think it's a great story as well. I guess I'm just kind of gushing about it at this point, so I guess I want to keep it short. But the copy I have is on the back it says next to the barcode bill was $15. It was a gift from a friend, a glorious gift from a friend that actually had this book for a while and hadn't read it. It's really dense. Like, it's funny when people look down on like comics and graphic novels as a form of literature. But every time I opened like the first page of this, I felt like I was really tired or something, because I like immediately wanted to shut it because there's just so many words on the first page, and I was like, my gosh, this is gonna take a while to read. I'm not gonna read this in one day. I mean, if you have a whole day to read it, you can read it in one day, but it's really economical in its use of space. If you've read anything of the new Batgirl comics, it's kind of similar to that. Very clever with spacing, and it's a really dark story. If they had adapted it like very keenly, they could not make Batman vs. Superman PG-13. I'll put it like that. This is the darkest Batman I've ever seen. He's doing a lot of crazy shit. I'm getting on the bus now. I'm headed to work. just want to record this video since I had literally just finished it. Let me know if you like this in the comments. I can do more comic book reviews and recommendations if you like. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Have a good one, guys. Stay nerdy.